now. Let's go. Go, Howard. Yes.
You can steal my little snap thing. You can steal my that never well.
Let me stop my video real quick so y'all can see Howard University in the house. HBCU. Yes, I'm gonna give y'all that for a moment because the real me is got a lot going on in the background. HBCU, that's right. Snap. Oh, I'm loving this energy. Let's go. Keep it going. And y'all use that same chat line. Yes, come on. Use that same chat line because this is going to be a conversation. This is going to be a dialogue. Whoop. Just excuse me. I got a lot going on, but I sacrificed this time. I'm actually on the road, traveling. So that's why kind of that background, that virtual background is my actual office. So I'm excited for everyone that's here. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because I respect your time. And I also want to leave enough time to read the chat to get some questions, okay? So with that being said, my name is Casey Early. Y'all better stop with all these snapping up. Snap, snap. Let's do this. Y'all distracted me with all this energy. Okay, so my name is Casey Early, and I am a criminal defense attorney. I've been practicing law for 7 years. I'm a first-generation college graduate. I'm a first-generation lawyer in my family. I came from a broken home. I'm not going to bore you with my background, but it is absolutely imperative that you understand where I came from so you can understand my story, okay? So just give me 5 minutes to explain my background. You all can Google me. You can type in my first and last name to learn more about me, my story. But my main story is I was previously incarcerated. And when I was incarcerated, I was actually pregnant with my son. So I'm incarcerated, pregnant with my son, facing jail time. And also I was, just graduated from Howard University. So I'm in solitary confinement trying to figure out how did I even get here, right? Because I'm supposed to know better. When you know better, you do better. But I still made bad choices and bad decisions. So God has a way of working things out. We always hear that all things work together for the good. But when you are in the midst of your troubles and your trials, you don't understand that. Matter of fact, that doesn't have meaning to you at that moment because you're trying to figure out, okay, God, I'm in a trouble right now, whether it's legal trouble, financial, mentally, physical trouble, but you're in trouble and you don't understand how it's going to work out for your good. But let me tell you how good my God is. You see, I thought y'all was here for legal rights, but I'm here to testify. He is so good that fast forward 16 years later, the same son that I was pregnant with when I was incarcerated is now 16 years old. I am the top lawyer in the state of Florida. And basically, God worked it out for my good. But here's the silver lining of my entire story. I started off as a criminal defendant. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Testify, yes. I started off as a criminal defendant, and now I am defending alleged criminals, okay? So God allowed me to experience incarceration. I'm sorry, I have these clients blowing up my phone. See, the enemy don't want me to tell you how good God is, but I'm going to tell it anyway. God allowed me to experience incarceration so that I can have not only empathy and sympathy, but I can also have the passion to advocate for my clients. So with that being said, I wanted you all to understand where I came from as far as my previous incarceration, as far as my experience as a criminal defense attorney. So I want to tell you a little bit about T.R.A.P.S. You are here for police encounters, and this is what I want you all to do. I'm going to try to keep up with your comments, but I want you to save your comments until I open it up for Q&A, because if you put your comments or questions in now, I mean, you can keep your comments going because it keeps me inspired and engaged, because it's difficult to talk to a camera and not see my audience. It's difficult for me not to walk around. I'm a movement person. So I don't see it, but I see your comments coming through. But as far if you have specific legal questions, hold it to the end, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you what your legal questions are, and then I'm going to start scrolling and looking at it. Okay. But what I want to do now is tell you about traps. Okay. Now, here's a question for my listeners. Who can tell me what a trap is? This is not a trick question. I want to know what your definition of a trap is. And I'm going to read some off. So come on, my participants, what is a trap? I'm not talking about a legal trap. There you go. Somebody said trap house. I ain't talking about that one, but that's a good one. Okay. There you go. Anything that sets you up to fail. Come on. Anyone else? Anyone else? Unfair assumptions. There you go. Luring you in. I like that. Something that ensnares. Ooh, 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 ooh. We're going to have to do this again. And this time when we do it again, we definitely have to do a face-to-face, because this right here, some of these responses, they came so fast, but they were so good. There you go. Hindrance. Yeah, something that tries to bind you. Something that's designed to set you up. Come on, catch. Listen. Let me stop. Let me stop for a second. And here's a little disclaimer, by the way. I'm on the road traveling to Washington, D.C. So and I have 4 children. So if y'all hear anything, ignore it. Okay, let's get back to traps. Traps is a setup. Bottom line, period. Okay? So here's a scenario. It, like you said, prevents you from your purpose. Oh, that's a good one. So here's a scenario. If I tell you, I'm about to tell you where this trap is. Do not walk 10 feet, because if you walk 10 feet to the left, you're going to fall into a trap. And when I give this seminar, I always say, how many of you, I'm going to be safe now because we're about to go into motion. I told you I'm on the road, but listen, I got something to say. So if I say, if you move 10 feet to the left, you will fall into a ditch. I usually ask people, I say, by show of hands, how many of you all would walk 10 feet to test me, to see if you will actually fall into that trap? And believe it or not, I have people that will raise their hand and say, you know what? I know you're telling me that there's a trap 10 feet to my left, but I'm curious. So I'm going to walk 10 feet and see if you're serious, see if you're joking, right? So what did curiosity do to the cat? Y'all know it. Come on, tell me what curiosity did to that cat. Even though that cat had 9 lives, what did curiosity do to the cat? Killed him. There you go, killed it. And the same thing, curiosity will either kill you, kill your freedom, kill your life, kill your liberty, if you don't pay attention to the T.R.A.P.S. Now, I know, there it is, avoid the traps. And listen, this is what I want everyone to do before I go on with the seminar, because I don't want you writing anything down, because you will get this card absolutely free. This is called a trap card. On the back of this card is where your legal information, your legal rights are. So if you ever get pulled over by the cops, the first thing you're supposed to do is pull your visor down, right? And the card should be right there. You read from it verbatim. Those are your legal rights. You get them absolutely free. Now, if you want these cards, what I want you to do, because I don't want your information on the chat, I want you to take down my email address. And what I will do, I'm currently on the road, but I'll be back in Florida in 2 weeks. What I want you to do.
Are you on the app? Let me say this to you. Are you doing all of that? Are you in the app? Did you download that app? Yeah. They can talk directly to you. I'm just letting you know. So they can do that too. The app, all of them have access to the event app. You have a whole space in the event app, and they can have a conversation with you. Just saying, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you just need to know all the resources that are available to you.
Okay, you're not interrupting. You know why? Because after this, I'm be on the road for four hours. So I'm going to be responding to this app. Thank you, ma'am. And you keep on interrupting me if you got something to say. We in this together.
All right, but that's really important. That y'all can chat her up, okay? In the app. I'm sorry, Keisha.
No, chat me up, because my husband driving. Chat me up. He got to pay attention to the road. But like I was saying, I want you all to at least take down my email address. Those of you who do not have the app, I want you to email me. And if you want an electronic version, I'll send you an electronic version that you can share on social media. or I will mail you actual cards. If you want 100 cards, you get it absolutely free. So my email address is the spelling of, wait a minute, what is my email address? Okay, Early, EARLEY, at EARLEY, lawfirm.com, or you know what? I'm gonna put it in the chat too. That way y'all can screenshot it. So K Early, this is important, and then I'm gonna get on with the seminar. So y'all just give me a moment. K Early at EARLEY, lawfirm.com. And what I want you all to do is basically let me know that you would like a TRAP card. It's actually TRAPS with an S. T.R.A.P.S. Tell me that you would like, and I will mail you as much as you want. And here's the thing, don't be stingy with these cards. I want you to request cards not just for yourself, but I want you to request cards so that you can share this knowledge and this information. Because I'm gonna tell you something. We as a people, I was thinking about this morning because I was listening to the seminar this morning. Great seminar, by the way, Miss Roxy. I was listening to everyone this morning. And I'm brushing my teeth, and I know I'm getting a little personal, but so what? And I just thought about it, and I said, I'm just tired of talking about this. I'm tired of talking about police brutality, and I'm a criminal defense attorney. I'm tired of talking about reparations. I'm tired of talking about injustice. I'm tired of talking about stop the hate. We as a people, we're just tired of being tired. But the Bible says, come on, somebody, do not get weary in well doing. And when that scripture came to me, I said, okay, God, you told me don't get weary in well doing, so you have to give me strength because I'm still tired. See, the flesh gets tired, but the Spirit of God will give us strength beyond measure. My email address is in the chat. It's KEARLEY at EARLEY lawfirm.com. Okay. I'm also on Instagram. If you go to at EARLEY lawfirm, you can DM me your information and I will definitely give you free TRAP cards. So speaking of TRAPs, let's get into it. I started off as a public defender in the juvenile division. And I never forget, I started on a Wednesday. I had a trial that Tuesday. Now, mind you, everyone, law school doesn't teach you how to be a lawyer. Law school teach you how to interpret and analyze the law. They don't really teach you how to zealously advocate for your client because every case is different. So when I started my job on a Wednesday, I got 220 juvenile cases thrown on my desk. So there's 220 lives at stake. And then my supervisor told me, Miss Early, you have a trial on Tuesday. I said, a trial on what? I said, anybody gonna help me? Nah, figure it out. We all busy. We all got our cases. Public defender now, never tried a case before. So I open up this file and I see that it's a juvenile. She was getting bullied. And this particular day, she decided to, fight back. So she brought a sock to school and put some rocks in a sock. And when the bully came to her, she hit the bully in the head with the sock rock, her man-made weapon. And then she was charged because the bully started bleeding from the temple. And I'm reading this, and then I met with my client, and my heart just went out because I'm like, you know what? We got trial on Tuesday. I'm not prepared. I prepared the best that I could, and I gave her the advocacy that I thought that I was capable of doing, that I was capable of doing. Long story short, I realized the problem with this system is juveniles are not many adults. And so I came up with TRAPs because I said, well, how is it that I can teach these juveniles their legal rights without sounding like a quote unquote lawyer? I don't want to use all that legal terminology. I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm trying to get the message across. And when the message goes over someone's head, dude, you failed. So I started writing down on a piece of paper 5 basic constitutional rights that I learned in law school. But what I did was I turned it into an acronym. So every word stands for something. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to pop quiz y'all. So be ready. And then, like I said, everyone will get free TRAPS cards. So remember this acronym. Teach it to your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren, the neighborhood kids. T.R.A.P.S. TRAPS. Okay, my virtual background got me messed up, but y'all see it. TRAPS, right? So T stands for trick. An officer will legally trick you. He will lie to you. He will deceive you to get information. He is not on your side. That's why they carry guns, y'all. Okay? Trick. An officer will legally lie to you, deceive you to get information. Don't believe the hype. I don't know how what my audience age range is, but back in the day there was a rap song. Don't believe the hype. Don't. Okay. Anybody? Somebody? Pop quiz. Who was that? Okay. Don't believe the hype. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So T, don't get tricked. T, don't get tricked. Remember that. Moving on to R. R, so there you go, public enemy. Don't believe the hype. Okay. R stands for respect. Respect. And let me tell you something about respect. Okay, because I beat it in my kids, not sometimes physically, but literally. I drill that in their heads. That respect, yes, we know that respect must be earned, but oftentimes respect is not reciprocated. So we, as men and women, children of God, we can't wait to get respected, to give respect. Do you follow what I'm saying? And I'm saying that because officers, they will disrespect you to provoke you and dare you to even say something out of your mouth. Because all they got to do is say, oh, he was resisting without violence. Resisting without violence means you was mouthing off, right? So if you talking back, you resisting without violence. Now they just got you arrested. Now you got to get a lawyer. Now you got to bond out. Now you got a criminal record. Now you got an arrest. All because you felt disrespected, so you had to say something. Well, respect starts in the home. Respect starts in the home. Your parents. My kids in the car, so they got to hear this speech again. Your parents. That's biblically based. Honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be long upon the earth. That is so true. Respect starts in the home. Oftentimes, I know it's a legal one, but I'm segueing real quick. Oftentimes, as parents, we don't get it right. And we could be wrong, but guess what? I'm right because I'm your mom. I'm right because I'm your dad. And when you realize that in the home, then you will carry that through the classroom, and then you'll carry that through life. All right. So if I have any youth in here, continue to be a child as long as you can. Water ain't sweeter. It costs actually. Water bill. All right. So what I'm saying, I got my husband cracking up over here. Oh well. So look.
She's driving, so she may very well be going through some kind of dead zone here. Keisha, are you back? Keish, I'm saying her name all jacked up and wrong. Are you back? She may have to log back in. She may have to get herself back in here, but are you all gaining something right now? Keisha, I need you to log yourself out and come on back in because you're frozen. So what are you getting? What are you getting? Everybody just saying yes. What are you taking away? What have you taken away? Okay, she's unfreezing now. What have you taken away? What have you taken away? Avoid the traps. This is a great lesson to pass on to my students. For sure, I love energy, okay? The trickery is real. I love her being real, very informative and relatable. My mission is not for me. My mission is for them. How to act around cops, especially regarding respect. Powerful. What's your takeaway? Using the trap cards is a great way to get information out. you can avoid trouble. My young Black son is away in college, so that's really important. So that trap card will be great for him. Learning how to respond to officers and how they respond to us. Somebody said they just ordered their trap cards. The acronym is a great teaching tool. Knowing your constitutional rights when approached is so essential. You know what? When you're equipped and armed with information, that does everything, right? That disarms people right away when you know what you're talking about, just saying. Thank you for being one of the good police. Information is power, right? But there are some who trick our youth. Sorry, Jill Young, she was talking directly to you. You obviously are great police officers. Other officers are not playing fair like you are. Very good. So it's amazing having an officer on with us. I will share the trap cards with my students. This is so productive and informative. Again, the VSC, we are the virtual meeting planners for this event. We've been working with them every step of the way. As a matter of fact, we have clients across the country. We are a woman-owned, minority-owned business, and we are excited, and we get to choose who we want to work with. And so it has been amazing working with this outstanding team. It's been amazing working with this outstanding team. And so it is exciting. Some people said that I have struggled at times to find the words to help kids understand the system without sounding preachy. I like the simplicity of this. It's just plain and simple. Pull out your card, and that's amazing. Jill, and again, we are snapping it up for Jill Young. We are snapping it up for Jill Young. I think she's coming back. She's coming back. She's coming back. They have gotten some amazing stuff from you, Attorney Early. They have just been sharing in the chat all the amazing things they have gotten from you. They said they need to get you back. You are great. She's traveling. She's traveling is a thing that's making a little impact. With her email, what I'm going to do, and she didn't even realize this, is probably gonna, it may be a little bit later because I got a lot going on today, and I'll be headed out of town myself for my young adult son. And so, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ensure that she puts everything in that app, because those of you that are in the app now, you understand and you know how critical it is, and there's a lot of information that can be placed in the app. So we're gonna do it. Somebody said I'm a race car driver as well and would love to pass this information out to my racing pit. Very good, very good. So again, when you come to events and sessions like this, the point is, what is your takeaway? What are you doing, and how will you use this information? This amazing team of educators, this amazing team of experts in equity. I like that too. That's another, that's some more alliteration. Experts in equity. That's what we would call the diversity department there at Broward County, led by the amazing David Watkins and his entire team. They have pulled this together. I mean, every moment of it, they have thought through what they're bringing to you. They've thought through, and they thought that Kasia had a lot to offer us. And so you gain this. And you know what? Outside of even this session, what have you gained today? This is session number 3 for you. What are you going to take away? What are you going to implement immediately? Because what happens is, when speakers and presenters, and I know this because this is what I do. I'm a trainer. We train. That's another division. That's a whole nother story. But how I am impacted by it as a trainer is when the people are able to instantly utilize what they've been given. So what are some of the things that you have received, not only from this session, but from some of the other sessions that you've been a part of? If anybody wants to share. Yeah, we got a little group. You got a little mastermind group working right now. Does anybody want to share in the chat? Anybody want to share in the chat? Don't leave me hanging. Anybody want to share in the chat? Are you back, Kasia? I can hear you now. I mean,
can you hear me, Roxy?
Yes, y'all might have to stop for a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you go in and out.
Okay. I mean, I just turned my hotspot on too.
Okay.
Is this better?
All right. You're a little better.
Okay. We're going to push through because I didn't want to cancel on you. So I said, let me push through.
Are you good?
Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you. Back and forth. Somebody talked about, it says, if you are in a traffic stop, place your open palms at the top. If the steering wheel immediately, so the officer can see them. They want to go home alive as well. Very good. A lot of this is simply about fear of the unknown on both sides. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's about fear of the unknown on both sides. But when we are armed and equipped with information and knowledge is power. When I am armed with power, when I'm armed with information and knowledge, I don't have to be afraid of anything. And if I have my T.R.A.P. card in my visor, I know my rights. Guess what? I got a head start. That doesn't mean everything's gonna always go right, but I have a shot at it. So it's very important for us to do that. It's very important for us to understand that in this space, and I'll go back to this, in this space that we're in, each of us on this call right now, each of us in this room, we actually have a world that we impact. Does that make sense to you? That means that we have a sphere, if you will, of influence. We have a sphere of influence that if I myself personally make a step towards equitable excellence in my sphere, that's going to help make my sphere better. That's going to help make the world better. I mean that. I mean that when I said it earlier. So as you think right now, I like interaction. As you're thinking right now, anybody want to chat? What is something that you back? You back, Kasia? Are you back? You muted. You muted.
I had to take my baby's iPad. I know he's like,
All right, you good?
Yes, is this better, everyone? I don't have my virtual background, but you know, this is the best that I can do, okay?
Okay.
All right, so where do we left off at? We got the T.R.A.P. cards, everyone. We left off on respect. And thank you so much, Roxy, for holding it down. But basically,
no problem.
With respect, when you can respect from the home, okay, now that's R. A stands for the right to a free attorney. Okay, so that free attorney, let me put this down. A public defender, you know, these officers are talking to you and say, well, you're not arrested. Always ask for your attorney. You don't even have to have one on deck. You don't have to have one on speed dial. But I always tell my clients, when you ask for an attorney, that's basically kryptonite to them officers. They start to melt. All you got to say is attorney. Watch them start to jerk. Because with an attorney comes power. And we know that knowledge is power. Y'all following me? So you have a right to a free attorney. P stands for permission that we are not given. I'm gonna flip this around because I don't want to look down. I want to look up. I know I'm making y'all dizzy, but just work with me, okay?
Hey, Kasia, is this stuff on your website? If it's on your website, I'm gonna go to your website while you're talking. Is this stuff on your website?
Yes, it is. It's an older version, or you can go to my Instagram. You have access to my Instagram? I emailed it to you or I texted it to you as well, I think.
Let me see what I have when I go do this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up this. I have something to pull up while you're talking. Okay,
but I'm gonna pop quiz them. So don't post yet. I'm gonna see if they memorize what I told
All right.
You. So P stands for we're not giving permission to any officers, any law enforcement agency. Where's your camera at, son? Okay. I know I'm making y'all dizzy. Just work with me here. Work with me. Work with me. Now, S stands for silence is golden. Silence is golden. You have the right to remain silent. That is called your Miranda rights. So if you ever engage with a law enforcement agency and they pull you over and the first question they ask you is, do you know why I pulled you over? Do not say, yeah, because you think I was speeding or I'm running late for work, because anything you say or do can be used against you in a court of law. All you have to say is, officer, I wish to remain silent. You don't got to be rude about it. You don't have to be smart. Matter of fact, say that with all the niceness. Place heaping coals on top of that officer's head. Officer, I wish to remain silent. Okay, am I free to leave? Those are key words that you need to say. And oftentimes when I teach clients and I'm giving this seminar, I tell my clients, don't tell an officer, oh, I know my rights. Utilize them. If you know them, utilize them. All right? That's like telling me I know how to breathe, then breathe. Breathe. You don't have to state the obvious. So these are your basic constitutional rights. I'm going to be giving you all scenarios on how to utilize them. But right now, it's pop quiz time. So remember what I said, T.R.A.P.S. So the T stands for what? Let me see who's going to type it in the chat. What does T stand for? T stands trick, 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 trick. Y'all paying attention. There you go, trick. Okay, y'all got it. Please don't. The R stands, that's still on trick. Respect, there you go. Ashley, Ebony, Janelle, I can't even read them all. Y'all going so fast. I love this engagement. The respect starts at the home. Somebody took extra notes on that one. Come on. Okay, now A stands for you have the right to see. I didn't look. Y'all showing off. Y'all showing off. Don't get ahead of me now, because I know what y'all about to do. T stands for. Come on. Come on. Yes, permission. Don't go to S yet, because I ain't going there. Hold on. P stands for never give permission. I skipped something. This is very important on a serious note. Never give permission for anyone to search your house, your car, or your belongings. You are supposed to say, I do not consent. You're not supposed to say, don't search me. And here's why. If you tell a law enforcement agency, nah, don't search me, that's not a legal definition. You have to say, officer, I do not consent to this search, okay? I do not, capital N-O-T, consent. Utilize that legal terminology, okay? Now, S stands for, there you go, silence. It's golden, baby. It's golden. Let's go. Silence. Yes. Now you have been equipped with your legal rights. These are your constitutional rights. And I forgot to break it down for you all, but I'm going to do it real quick. Permission, that comes from your Fourth Amendment constitutional right. That's the Fourth Amendment in the Constitution. The Constitution states that you shall be free from unreasonable search and seizure. That is your Fourth Amendment right. Attorney, that is your Sixth Amendment right. You shall have an attorney if your freedom is at stake. That is your Sixth Amendment right. Your Fifth Amendment right is also in there, okay? So, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, young, old, I need you to, well, not old, seasoned, okay? Seasoned. Wisdom. I need you to understand that it is our obligation to teach everyone about their legal rights. So remember what I told you. Email me. I will give you your free T.R.A.P cards, okay? Free T.R.A.P cards. And you know what? That is true. Someone just put on there, they want their son home. And this is why I call it Arrive Alive. My oldest son, he's 16 years old. That's the same son I told you that I was incarcerated. They put me in solitary confinement. I rightfully deserved it. Let me give you a little backdrop about the story, and then I'm going to open it up. Was in college, was working for a shoe store, and I did not know that it was so wrong to do it. Well, because am I frozen again? Am I frozen? Okay. Can everyone hear me now? Thumbs up. Good.
Going in and out, but we can hear you in this moment.
Okay, so what I was saying was I got arrested because I was giving away discounts. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't understand at the time that I would be arrested, charged, convicted, and sentenced to jail as a first-time offender. So my son, who is now 16 years old, when I was incarcerated with him, he's driving now. And I'm a lawyer, and it still scares me to this day because I do not want a simple traffic stop to end in a homicide, because that's murder. That's murder. And it bothers me. So all I can do is teach him, and he's known his legal rights since he was 6 years old, 7 years old. But all I can do is teach and also pray, because God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. He gives us power, love, and a sound mind. And oftentimes we cannot fear the unknown. It'll drive us crazy. We cannot fear what we see on the news media. It will drive us crazy. What we can do is do our part. And I don't know if it was you, Roxy, earlier, or someone earlier said, if we do our part, we can effectuate change. We can, when we do our part for the greater good, it turns into a ripple effect. We can change within ourselves, then we can change out in our community, and our community can change this country and this world. I do want to open it up. Those of you who did not have my email address, I will try to walk with you bubblegum and put it in the chat. But what I want to do is open it up if you think about people, right? Those children, these school resource officers are in your children's school, and they act like they're the friendly neighborhood cop, and then they're talking to your kids. Next thing you know, your child is arrested because your child said something thinking that this officer was just being Mr. Friendly Officer, but he was fishing for information. So we have to teach our children. Yes, that officers in your class, I'm typing my email address in this chat for you all again, so give me a moment. Yes, that officer is in your school, but if an officer ever tries to talk to you outside of hi, hello, and bye, make sure you tell them, speak to my mommy. These are kids. These are not miniature adults. Everyone would agree with that? And you're welcome for the encouraging scripture. I don't know if you all, my website, you can Google my first and last name, Casey Early. I always say that I'm a Christian first and I'm an attorney second. And all I could do is utilize my life experience to change the hearts and minds of others. And we are not in a battle against law enforcement. I want to let you all know that we have to educate ourselves. We just can't take, terminology that we hear on social media, terminology that we hear from protests, and then just start repeating it without educating ourselves. Let me educate you all on this whole defunding the police. And I'm not getting political, I'm just educating you. We do not want to defund the police. We do not want to do away with the police. Because if we do that, then there will be total anarchy in this country. Then you think we have crime going on. You think we have murder rates increasing. And I'm not just talking about at the hands of police. If there's no police officers, there would be total anarchy. What we need to do is reallocate funds, okay? What we need to do is we need to start from the top. Leadership starts at the top. and we need to make sure that those who are in a leadership position are either fired or suspended if something happens on their watch. Because just like if you have a good student or a student that usually likes to become a troublemaker or a class clown, So
Looks like we're having some more technical difficulties here. Looks like we're having some more technical difficulties here. So you all
to start, we allocated
you were Attorney early. You were out for, I don't know where you are now, but you
that they're here to serve. Okay, I froze again. Am I back?
in and out. So we missed about the last 2 minutes.
Okay. When I talked about defunding the police and reallocating the resources, did you get that?
Yes, we heard that.
Okay. And I was also talking about how we need to bridge the gap between civilians and law enforcement. So I can't do anything right now about law enforcement because I'm on the civilian side. But everyone agreed, we're all on the civilian side. So what I'm doing is my part, and that's T.R.A.P.S.
Hey.
Because I'm trying to enforce it. We need law enforcement to do their side. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay. What we're gonna do, let's do this. Let's do this. I can take so. Excuse me.
Yeah, I know time is getting close to end the seminar, so I can take some questions.
Yeah, let's do some questions. Let's do some questions. Anyone have any questions? And I will read them from the chat. Anyone have any questions at all? All right, this is again, yeah, I did make the statement, you referred to this. I did make the statement about, what we can do in our space. And it was so funny, providentially, you talked about power, when you're armed with information that gives you power, and literally, I had just finished talking about that. I had just finished talking about that as you came back in, because that's critical, because being armed with that power makes a phenomenal impact, and that's in any aspect in life. If we have information, we have power. So what is the current data between juvenile arrests and convictions in our youth?
That's a great question. I will say this, in my experience, let's see, if you turn your camera, hold on, I'm gonna read what you said, maybe that will help. Let me see. If you turn your camera off your cellular service, will work better. Okay, y'all know how I look, let me try that. Okay, Howard. All right, so in my experience in the juvenile section at the public defender's office, I don't have the exact statistical numbers, but what I will say is typically an arrest would end in a conviction, and here's why. Juveniles are usually assigned a public defender. They don't go out hiring private attorneys because oftentimes are indigent, parents aren't have their child represented. So some of these public defenders, in my experience, they basically tell these juveniles, "Oh, just take the plea." Of course, these are babies. They don't understand what's going on. So they're listening to a lawyer who went to law school, who has a degree. And what I did tried every case or against my client. My cases were dismissed, but it's usually an arrest will end in a conviction. Any other questions? Did everyone hear that response?
Not really. It was off and on. We have a question. Let me go back here for you and see. We had a couple of them.
Do you recommend telling students about recording their interactions with police? I don't only recommend students recording their interactions with police. I recommend everyone to record your interaction, to record your traffic stop with the police. In fact, I would not even tell the officer that you are recording him. Before you pull over, lower your speed and turn your audio or recording device on your cell phone and put it on the passenger side of the chair. Because it's your word against the officers. And typically in the court of law, the officer's testimony tends to prevail versus a civilian's testimony. So record at all times. Did you get that response, Roxy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everyone, I placed my email address in the chat. I would love for each and every one of you on this panel to become my T.R.A.P.S ambassador. The goal is to make sure everyone has a T.R.A.P.S card, and let me know how many you need, and I will definitely send it out absolutely free, because we want to make sure that we are strapped with T.R.A.P.S, and T.R.A.P.S. That's your legal knowledge. That's your legal knowledge, okay? Okay, and if you want one, make sure you email me. You can get a virtual T.R.A.P card where you can repost it on Instagram, or you can get the actual physical card that you can give out to your neighbors. If you want a physical card, I need a post office address or physical address. If you want a virtual card, I'll send those out immediately. I need an email address. So email me and I'll reply back to your email address, okay? Any other questions from the panelists? Well, not from the panelists, from our viewers, actually. All panelists. Okay.
All right.
And
I think. Go ahead.
Email it to me, because once I get out of this, I won't have access to this chat. If you can email me directly your email address, I'll reply back to you. Did you all get my email address?
Yes, and then we will ensure that it's on the website and in the app as well. Again, everything is in the app. And you made a statement about the people who don't have the app also is a part of the website. So even if you don't have the mobile app, you can go to the website and get everything. But I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to resend you a link where you can actually put all of that stuff in the app, and it will automatically also be generated into the website. So they'll be able to get all of your information. You'll be able to put in your Instagram. You'll be able to do everything.
Perfect.
Very good.
I see that you provided a link to my website as well, but I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you for your attendance here. And I just want to leave you with this. Do not become weary in well-doing, because if we faint not, we will reap what we sow. So make sure we continue to fight the good fight of faith and don't give up. Don't quit. And God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Let's show Keisha some love in the chat. Let's show her some love. We know she had technical difficulties, and we are super excited that regardless of what she had going on in her family and her personal life, she didn't want to let you down on today. Our presenters are giving us their time. They are sharing, they are volunteering, And we really appreciate that. So Attorney Early, we appreciate you being a part of this experience on today. Let me tell you something else. Again, we talked about our world and our